Hey everyone, so I wanted to make another video kind of expanding on the 9-card system that I sometimes use for doing tarot readings. They are very simple, and this is kind of continuation and a further explanation of what I went into on the 3-card tarot spread in a previous video. So what you want to do is lay out your 3 cards, and just like in the 3-card spread, you read these 3 cards together as one sentence, as one concept, as one idea. I tend to lay all cards down together and see the relation of the cards together. I don't like to necessarily take breaks. My words tend to be very fluid when I'm reading. And so it comes down to, perhaps this is past, present, and future. And that's perfectly fine if you read it that way, if it comes forward that way. But I usually almost see it as like a paragraph. And the way I go from this point is if a client has another question, I don't necessarily do like a further clarification card. Because if you can't figure it out after 9 cards, then that one more card probably isn't going to do too much to give a definitive answer. At that point, I actually like to, personally, I'll do another 9 cards. Because not only will it give me the answer with that strength card, but it'll tell me why and how we will get to that answer. It kind of helps to re-solidify the first 9 cards and where things go forward from there. Now, especially if you're doing a longer hour reading or something like that, by all means, just keep cards on top of cards. And you can just keep the same format. It doesn't have to be a huge spread by any means. The main thing that I'm trying to really kind of teach and suggest here is that cards don't have to have a specific placement. Like 1 means this, 2 means this, 3 means this, and so on and so forth. Read them together. I actually, when I make my cards, I put them in groups together for a reason. They might not necessarily be the prettiest, rose-shaped spread, but the point gets across. I know a lot of different, like social media and books and things like that will have these beautiful spreads and beautiful placements, but they don't necessarily make sense. This is to encourage you that it doesn't have to be pretty and it doesn't have specific placement in order to make sense. To me, coupling cards together makes the most sense. And once I kind of got past that hurdle, because I couldn't remember spreads for the life of me, because they simply did not register. I couldn't remember them for the life of me. And once I got past that and I was able to just kind of see it as, okay, so these 3 cards together, and then these 3, and then these 3, and read it all together, now that makes sense. And being able to step forward, not placement, and trying to say, okay, this 3 of Cups only means this because that's what the white book says, and this placement in here means it specifically. That's not always true. It can work these 2 cards together, or these 2 cards together, and this in the past. Kind of play around and move with it. If we restrict ourselves to specific spreads, and if we restrict ourselves to only what the little white books that come with our cards or what other tarot readers have written, it's really limiting what we do as readers. At that point, if all we're doing is remembering placement and card meanings, then you're not really doing much of intuitive reading. You're just playing a memory game. So I really encourage kind of pushing that envelope a little bit, especially for new readers. You don't have to like a spread. You don't have to do the Celtic Cross to do a fantastic reading. It's a great spread, don't get me wrong, but it's not for everybody. It's not something that I often use, to be perfectly honest. I almost never use the Celtic Cross because it just doesn't function for the way that I like to read. So I hope this has been encouraging, and I hope it's been something to ponder for a live, you guys. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you can reach me at celtheart.com. If you would be so kind to like and subscribe, that would really help me out to expand my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great one and take care.